ang isa sa mga gusto kong malaman.
Yes, yes.
Your first race was the National Duathlon Race.
Yes, yes.
So,
Yeah.
first ever race.
Yes, first ever
And
race.
then, muntik ka pang mag-podium. Ang nangyari
Yeah.
lang, kinapos ka for 200 meters, parang kagaya ni ano, sino ba yun yung kinapos sa,
Meron, meron din.
yeah, si Sarah True. Si Sarah True, nung
Okay.
European champions Ironman, 200 meters na lang. Leading siya for how many hours? 200
Mhm.
meters, bigla siya nag-collapse, hindi siya nakatawid. So parang ganun yung nai-imagine ko na you're
Yes.
holding it. So tell us more about that race.
Well, I started in April that year, and then I was officially coached by Coach Abe in July. And
April.
then he just said, "Hey, Rhea, the races are opening up. Let's go for the duathlon." And actually, when I registered, I had no idea that the whole Philippine team will be there. I just thought it was just a random race. Gets mo?
Yeah.
And I think a few days before the race, he goes, "Oh, of course, we all know Kim McGraw once there," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Who are you talking about? Sino yan? Sino yan?" And he goes,
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I was just like,
Kasi during that time hindi ka pa familiar sa community ng
I didn't
triathlon
know,
kung
I
sino-sino yung
didn't
mga
know, I
malalakas or
didn't, yeah, I didn't know anybody. As in, ang kilala ko lang yung team.
team niya.
And with the pandemic, there was not lots of social media. Well,
Mhm.
hindi ako nagpa-follow kasi I was just very new to it. I don't know who's this and that, di ba?
Yeah. And I
Mm.
even check your social media. I think very few yung post mo related sa triathlon. Is that
Yeah,
napakabago mo lang talaga sa triathlon.
I'm really bad with social media, but I'm learning on that. And then so he goes, "Oh, somebody," and I go, Who's that? You have to tell me." So I go, "Yeah, kailangan mo sabihan." Hindi, kasi um, with Coach Abe, he probably didn't want to stress me out. So he probably wanted me to just, go for it. Kasi
Pe,
baka
pe,
hindi ko
pero curious ako, bakit mo inaalam?
Hindi, syempre, you want to know who you're going against, right? Yeah, at least,
Because
of course, you want to know your competition.
that's good. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I like that. Good
yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah. Um, so he goes, "Oh," and I just go, "Ba't mo hindi sinasabihan?" And knowing my coach, I know he wanted me to have no pressure. He just wanted me kasi first time ko eh.
Mm.
So he wanted me to have fun. So yeah, so um, the race started. Then I saw all the girls, and I said, "Oh, okay."
And their uniform is very
Yeah, and
unique,
their
right? Like
uniform,
starstruck
and
ka.
I was just
Wow.
like, "Oh my, this is a little bit serious." When I had my tri-suit on, and I just said, "Dami pala nila," sabi ko ganon. So kinakabahan na ako. Kasi, you know, there was nothing to lose again. There was nothing to lose because I was very very new to the sport. But then you see them and it's like you want to catch them, you want to run after them. Gets mo? Syempre,
Mm.
who doesn't want to?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to go
Masarap
after?
masarap yung feeling na makasabay mo sa takbuhan, 'di
Yeah,
ba?
not just me, but everybody. Who wouldn't want to keep up, diba? If you, I mean, anybody in doing triathlon, especially with their sport, you wanna, pass the first person, pass the second person, diba? It makes you feel good. So when I saw them, I said, "Oh God, this is really happening." So, sige, Rhia, go, Coach Abe, Rhia, ano lang, kalma lang. Sabi ko, just tutok ka lang, if you can pace with them, pace with them. So, pace ako, pace. And then, honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. I,
Mhm.
I was just running. Hindi ko pa alam yung magtitipid ka ba. I didn't know, like, there's also another run.
Mhm.
Sabi ko, "Rhea, ano ba to?" Sabi ko, it's hard kasi this is my first race eh.
Mhm.
I had no, kahit fun run, wala eh. So like, I didn't have anything to compare it with. And then you see the Philippine team, so that's a different level of.
Yeah, that's a different level. It's not
So
just a duathlon race sa Pilipinas.
sabi ko, so I was running, doing really good. Everybody was like, "Yeah, you're good," and I could see them in front of me, somewhere next to me. So I said, "Oh, I'm doing pretty good, okay." And then I got on the bike, and then I was biking, and nauuna ako. Um, so nauuna ako, and I caught up with them, and then nauna ako for the next loop. So when I started the run, I was first. But then
On the second run.
on the second run, I was the first one out. And
Wow.
the problem is I had no nutrition.
So
I
meaning
had
you are in the front pack.
on the bike, I was the one dismount. I'm on the first, as I
Wow,
remember.
galing ah.
So so when I
Gusto ko
when
lang
I
gusto ko lang ano. Oh wait, gusto ko lang kasi alam mo 'yon, ano yung pakiramdam na first race pero kasabay mong nagbabike yung national team natin.
me how I felt, I
Yeah,
thought I was I thought I was gonna die that day. Just kidding. I was just so tired. Talagang, no, just kidding. But um, uh, crazy.
meron bang shock na, "Uy, ako na ba 'to? Ako
Shock.
na ba
I was
'to?"
shocked. I couldn't explain it. It was, I don't know what was happening, honestly. I didn't know what was happening. I mean, everybody was like, because in Clark, we had, people in the bike cheering, Ate Rhia, you're doing it. And I'm just like, I don't know. And I didn't know I was, honestly, till this day, it was just a flash, it was just, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it till now. I still can't believe what's happening. Everything's overwhelming. And then yeah, and then when I got to the run, ayun na. Kasi um they gave me goo. So it's the first time I saw goo in my whole life.
Oh, really?
So before the race, I took one, but then hindi ako on the bike ang naging kasi a lot of people want to know what I did wrong, right? I
Mhm,
know
mhm.
everyone wants to know. So on the bike, actually, it started kasi so I took the go. Hindi pa ako marunong sa tubig.
Kumuha ng ano,
Yes,
sa
really
aid
stop it.
station.
I go, oh, that girl looks cool doing it. I'll do it na rin. So, ganun lang. Well, I mean, Cap Abbott taught me how to do it. But then it's different when you're trying to
Kapag nasa
chase
race na,
all
yeah.
these girls, di
And
ba?
you're in the chase pack or front pack
And you're
na
trying to
group
get
kayo.
water, right? So, it's different with the training. Kasi inaral ko yung dismount, inaral
Mhm,
ko yung kumuha ng tubig. Pero ibang usapan pag may hinahabol ka na, di ba? Yung
mhm.
you're trying to look for the turns. And then on the bike, hindi ako nag-go. It was just
And how
um,
many how many minutes or hours yung bike mo?
the 40K was maybe 1 hour something.
One
I'm
hour?
not
And
something.
intensity
No,
wise?
no, 1 hour something. Zone very intense. Zone 4
Wow. So
definitely.
yeah, yeah, it's very
So
deficient, caloric deficient ka talaga
very,
sa
very different. So actually, I'm just trying to analyze it now. On the bike, no, this is. I'm not saying for ano talagang. I just had my water. I didn't have all these carb. I don't know. Hindi ko pa alam yung carb. Alam ko lang Pocari on the bike. Actually, till now, I have Pocari on the bike. Honestly, until now, I only have Pocari on the bike. So, I don't know the carbs intake. So, dun, pagdating sa run, it's a 5K run, yun na. Um, nagka-crash na ako.
Mhm.
It was, nagba-blackout na ako, nabibingit na ako, tapos I bumped. Yeah.
Well, pero kung sinasabi nila na you were holding the second position at the very last, uh, 200 meters. So I assume na maganda yung pace mo. Na-hold mo yung pace mo na maganda.
Kim got me. Ooh. after the Jollibee, but I can't really compute the kilometers. But I remember when she passed, I was just like, wala na. I was just running, ano na, blurred na, yung kinakapos na.
Mhm.
Yeah, so second until I bobbed. Yeah. I think, yes, like second, I think. Not, yeah.
That's that's nice, no? It's good to experience that as well as an
Yeah.
athlete kasi alam mo, you will be more aware sa mga
Yeah.
future races mo. And
Actually, I took it very well. Well, it's my first race, but then again, tama ka, you always, because of that, you work on your nutrition.
mhm,
And I'm actually very thankful that it did happen, because at least it, because if it didn't happen, I might be a different attitude towards the sport.
mhm,
You get what I mean? It might get too much in my head.
mhm,
But then with all these mistakes, um, with what happened, at least it's, you get, yun nga, tama, you get aware na, ah, you train so hard but you missed this one. Sayang,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Sayang. And then so you have to look at every aspect of your training. Even with ako, pati transition, kinakareer ko yan. I work on that. So it's a good teaching. Every race is a good
Kumbaga,
teaching.